today we're
Yeah.
together with Roger King. And as he said, he lives in Yorkshire and he'll be
Mm.
presenting and running some workshops at the Dutch Fruit Festival. So for you to get
Yeah.
to know the audience and the audience to get to know Roger King, we'll
Mm.
have a couple of questions on how Roger went on the fruitarian path and who is he. And I'll let you introduce yourself. You can go ahead.
Right. Okay, Wendy. Well, thank you for this opportunity. And hello, everybody who's thinking of coming to the Dutch Fruit Festival. You know, never allow any excuses for you to change and grow your path in consciousness and awareness, in your health, in everything, because we need really new leaders from young people, especially, to change their consciousness. My whole life has been spent learning to love the miracle of me and love the miracle of love in other people. That is my journey. I've spent 51 years listening to other people's pain, hurt, rejection, abandonment. And all I do is listen and listen till that person is ready to learn and find within themselves a wisdom to heal their mind, body, and soul. Because when we heal our mind, we also heal our deep, deep intuition. And when our intuition is fed good food, preferably raw, preferably fruit, preferably beautiful organic vegetables, in the right way, our mind begins to become clear. We are poised with a deeper understanding of what is good for us, and we take away the judgments and negative beliefs that we may have learned from our parents who didn't know how to love themselves often, who came out of war marriages like my parents, married over the phone. They didn't know who they were. They came from very dysfunctional backgrounds themselves. And so when they came to parent me and my sisters, they had very little capacity to love in a deep way. And what I see now in the young people that come to fruit festivals, like hopefully the Dutch Fruit Festival, you are willing to learn, you are willing to grow, you are willing to find new paths into your own heart, into the own heart of your mind and your soul. And you begin to make love with yourself and have joy and play and really want to read, really want to touch other people for good. My old Buddhist teacher would say, Roger, do people feel better for having met you, or do they feel worse? And he said, Roger, you feel so sorry for yourself. You are such a victim. The light comes on when you leave the room. And what he was saying to me, I was so ingrained with my own victim story. I wasn't giving to other people. I was only giving negativity. And that was a big wake-up call for me. So for me, the fruitarian path is so important in being able to cleanse my body, my mind, and my soul. Each person gets on the path in a different way. It may be yoga. It may be that they've had cancer, that they've had a shock, they've had a divorce or something, and something makes them want to change. And diet is one thing, but also to look at how to use the mind well. So I'm a metaphysical teacher. I relate between the mind and the body, and then the spirit, the wisdom of the spirit, can multiply. and you can begin to feel in touch with nature. I'm reading a wonderful book at the moment by Anne Osborne, Fruitarianism, The Path to Paradise.
Oh, it's
And
beautiful.
if ever you need inspiration, her lifestyle, her commitment, her beautiful intelligence is a wonderful inspiration to us all. So I hope that gives you a little taste of where I'm coming from, Wendy.
Oh yeah, definitely. It does. Can I ask you, when was that? When this Buddhist teacher told you that? Is it before you went fruitarian? Is it a long time ago?
Oh, yes. That was a long time ago. I did something called the Institute for Self-Actualization. And his name was Ole Larsen. And he would hold a weekend, 4-day seminar with about 200 or 300 people. And he would confront us with our belief systems, which were so negative, and begin to say, do you want to change? Do you want to become a giver, not just a taker?
Mm-hmm.
And he helped us go through certain processes to begin to become the person we really are in deep inside. And I love that. I love that nourishment. It was very challenging.
Mm-hmm.
It was called tough love because he wouldn't let us get away with sort of trying to sidestep the lessons we needed to learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was many years ago.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
No, it's
So,
fine.
so how did you get in this whole fruitarianism? Like, when did that happen? Where
Well,
did
it
you
was
find
through
it?
my partner. One of my partners, Karen, who I live with, I'm a polyamorous man. I'm very lucky to live in that style. And Karen really introduced me more and more to veganism and showed me really and revealed to me she was a very good mirror. She's a nurse. She works extremely hard, with people who are having strokes, who are on dairy, meat, and all the other sort of normal diets. And she became vegan. And then she said, would you like to come to a fruit festival? I said, oh my goodness. Oh, fruit festival. Oh, I don't know if I could do that. And that was 5 years ago. And, you know, I just become an old age pensioner then. And I just thought, well, take a risk. And I often leave people say, take good risks. And I took a good risk. I went to the second UK Fruit Festival with Ronnie Smith, and you know, I just ate it up really. And
Mm-hmm.
I love the people I listened to. I love the young people primarily who were there, some older like me, and I could see that their bodies, their minds, their face, their eyes shone. And it was just lovely to see people who had a belief system that radiated a natural love. It wasn't inauthentic. And yes, you know, we're not perfect, and none of us are, but it was lovely to feel this energy, physical, mental, emotional energy, and spiritual energy. And if we're going to heal, it needs to be on all 4 levels.
I totally agree on this part. Yeah, that's what I.
And that's what I caught at the fruit festival,
Yeah.
and it changed my life in another dimension.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
healing.
that was, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
And
Healing happens on all levels. Yeah.
I listened to a lovely man. This book is always 80-10-10, Douglas Graham. I love that book. And I'm always surrounding myself. I'm always writing. I write every day on social media. And I've always got books open and little gems of wisdom that come from different people.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I love it to put good thoughts into here so that what comes out of here is also good. And what goes into my belly is also good.
Mm-hmm.
That's so I can, even at 71, be vital, be alive, be
Beautiful.
animated, you know.
And
So,
mm-hmm. And you've written some books yourself, right?
oh,
And
yes, yes.
which
I
one?
started, one book is on my website, which is called Love the Miracle You Are. It's with me speaking, and it's about really the steps in learning to love yourself and making it as complex information simple. I love making complex old philosophy simple. And that to me is one of my journeys before I leave this planet, is to do that every day.
Mm-hmm. And are you bringing
And
those
that's,
books?
they're all out of print now.
Oh.
They're gone. But the Love the Miracle You Are, you can get on my website. On Kindle, you can get this book here, which is my lovely little book called Warrior Love, which is very contentious. And my little book of love, which is also on my website, rogerking.info.
Yeah, I love
And you
that
can
little
just,
one.
oh, good. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank
You
you.
can bring it everywhere, even if you're traveling light.
Yes, yes. And it's just, you can buy it on Amazon. And,
Okay.
you know, I just love it that, yeah, I just love using social media well. That's what I want to do. And you do that, Wendy. I see what a leader you are becoming in creating good information, wise information around the raw movement of food. You are developing as a person who will create an enormous magnet to raising consciousness, raising awareness, and transforming people's lives. And I thank you for that
Well, thank you for all
very
the
much.
compliments, Roger. It's all done
No,
for
it's
it. I mean, it's sharing at the Dutch Fruits Festival is really about bringing people together to share the lifestyle and to share knowledge, so that every single one of person that wants to heal can find the tools. And that's what I want to create, a place where we share about the information about the tools, and so that every single person that wants to grow and heal comes there and just gets all this stuff that they
yeah,
need, so that they feel confident themselves to do what, to do what is
yes,
necessary. So this is really what
yes,
that was really what I wanted to create. And that's what I love about all fruit festivals, that we come
yes.
together and that we share and that we learn, and the growth that we can go through in such a short amount of time. That's what I love. So that's what I want to create in the Netherlands as well. I'm super glad that you're
Lovely.
coming to share about all of this and be part of it.
You know, at the last fruit festival in UK, what I loved was how people put out their hand to each other and said, hello, I'm so-and-so. Tell me a little bit about yourself. And we learned so much from each other because some of the experience and the stories that people have, even at a young age, are so exciting,
Mm-hmm.
so adventurous. And what I loved about meeting people at fruit festivals is that you find that they've taken risks to think in a different way, to speak differently, to eat in a different way, to relate in relationships in a different way. And that to me is so exciting, that we're breaking some of the negative conditioning and the guilt and the fear and the deep resentment, old anger, in which we can do. We really can do. I believe that there is a miracle of love inside each of us. And our job is to get rid of the barriers to feeling and expressing that love. And I just love fruit festivals because people just over eating beautiful food begin to tell their story, begin to tell exciting things and listen to each other and spark off each other. And it's like a beautiful dance, because I love dance, as you know,
Yeah.
Wendy.
Oh, we're
And I'll
gonna
be doing
dance,
dance
right?
for life.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to dance. I'll bring my music. Well, it's not my music, it's the universe's. And we'll dance. And it's so wonderful when people dance in this way of intimacy, with as few judgments, negative judgments as possible. And when they see their negative judgments, maybe that's shining a mirror back into them, that
Mm-hmm.
they've got a lesson to learn. Like on Saturday, I'm holding a big thing called the Human Library in Hebden Bridge, near where I live. And people will come and tell their stories. And they'll be very controversial stories. And people will be listening, and we hope that they will take off some of their negative judgments. And I hope anybody listening to this thinking, oh, it's a bit expensive to go to the Dutch Fruit Festival. Oh, I don't know if I can do it. Oh, I could never eat fruit, or this, that, and the other. Just put those excuses aside and come and really experience the adventure inside themselves, and then begin to feel that they could radiate something new to their relationships, to their work, to the decisions they make about their life, to what they do to keep themselves fit each day, to the very minor little things. Coming to a fruit festival will change you on all levels, hopefully for good. And when you slip back, you'll know you won't slip back to a very negative state. You will be able to move forward again.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. Thanks for sharing that. I see that, after the fruit festival, also when we met, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you see people change, and then I see them like half year later in some other location, also meeting up with fruit, and you can just see everybody's so excited how they've grown, and how they've been able to stay like on the healthy food path, and how the consciousness changed. And yeah, it's really beautiful. So yeah,
And
thanks.
the beauty of it is that we are also helping our environment, and environmental issues, especially amongst young people, and all the protests from young people around the world are saying, what can we do to improve our environment, to save our earth? And to me, the raw food movement, the vegan movement, is so important in that. It is a quiet, big revolution in consciousness. And when we are close to nature, and we are not killing animals, when we are not giving ourselves poisonous food, we are doing something good to maybe stop the trees being taken down to feed cattle or whatever. We are making a difference by changing our physical diet, our mental diet, our emotional and spiritual diet.
Yeah, you're contributing to all that. You are
Well,
going to share us at the festival all that and show all that. And I'm
yeah,
pretty sure that we'll have some people who already are in the vegan movement or who are protecting
yeah,
animals or protecting nature or building eco villages like we're doing,
yes,
and to live
yes.
more in harmony and in nature. So thanks for saying all these things, because I think that people watching really might relate to all these things. Yeah.
Mm.
I have one more question for you.
Oh, yes, yes.
Have What personally changed for you in how you feel after you started eating on the fruits and vegetables like 5 years ago?
I think one, I I felt that I was more in charge of my mind. I felt that I really wanted to write a lot each day consistently. And because when I put out a positive thought each day, sometimes I get back from a woman or a man, oh, I was just going to commit suicide. And your thought made me think differently. Or that's just the thought I needed.
Wow.
And so I knew that if I could change what I'm thinking or what comes out of my mouth and what I put into my mouth, it affects everybody. We are all connected. And to me, yes, there are many things not so good about Facebook or Instagram or social media, but we can use it for good. And that's what I see you do. And all the fruitarian, raw, vegan people, they're using it for good.
Yeah, we can find
And
each other. It's so good.
yeah, and it's a quiet revolution that is going on beyond the politics, beyond the sort of totalitarian leaders who are very unloved men often, who have no idea of how unloved they are, and they're projecting their hurt outwards and creating division and fear. My job, and I see your job, and people in the vegan movement, raw vegan movement, is to bring people together. And that, I think, is what's so powerful about the vegan movement and raw vegan movement, is that we're trying to bring people to a new level of awareness and consciousness without being patronizing. We're not looking down on people. We're saying, join us. Join us in such a way where we're more equal instead of hierarchical in the political systems that are sometimes so punitive and full of fear. When you eat an apple, it loves you. It doesn't know how to hate your body. When you eat violence on the television, it hurts you. It creates fear in you. And to me, we're about expressing love. There's a beautiful book that I'm reading at the moment. You see, I'm an avid reader. Spiritual Polyamory. It's a lovely book by Mystic Life. And it's all about that we have the capacity to love all, love of all. And that to me is so beautiful, that we have this capacity to do that and not be ruled by fear-filled minds of politicians or company directors or whatever. We can go beyond that awareness. We can dissolve the lies that often come to us through people who don't love themselves and haven't learned to forgive, haven't learned to expand their consciousness.
Well, yeah, I'm glad that I'm happy that you are teaching this awareness and sharing about it. And I can also see, yes, when you meet those people who you believe are not aware yet, but maybe some are aware. And even if you think, sometimes you go back to these old patterns, right? But I'm very glad that you come to our festival to help people not fall back and be more aware and more conscious, and that we can actually do what your workshop, but also my workshop and the other workshops on how to heal, like how to heal yourself, how to heal your inner child, to actually
Yes.
be able to feel that love for everybody and everything. So I want people to experience that, and I'm very glad we have such a good experienced teacher like you to, yeah, that is contributing to let everybody at the festival feel this love for all, and that we are actually really one. Because once you feel it, once you experienced it, there's no going back, right?
Yeah.
I believe you'd agree there. Yeah. So super thank you for being able to do that. And we'll put out the schedule soon so that people can
Right.
see who's doing what lecture or what workshop, or we'll try to do a lot
Yeah.
of interactive stuff so that people can really get to know you and me and each other. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Lovely.
Is there something
No,
more you want to share?
just to say to people, anybody watching this, when the fear comes up, let the love of a new idea come in and just come to the festival. Don't let your fear stop you. Let love come into the mind and begin to say, yes, I can do it. Yes, I can. You know, it's a lovely thing to say, yes, I'm open to new experiences and I'm willing to learn.
Even for people
So,
who say, oh, I'm not 100% raw, I don't know if I can do it.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Come. There will be no judgment of that. You know, it's wonderful. It is a wonderful experience. That's all I can say to people. And just be open and receptive to something that you'll need to learn that you won't get anywhere else. You won't get it out of books. You'll get it from each other. Yeah. So, Wendy, it's been lovely to talk to you and share with you. Yeah. And, you know, I look forward to seeing you and to all the people that come. Yeah.
I'm super excited for it to show. So
No,
I'm super
no,
excited for it next month. So thank you so much
no.
for
Namaste.
doing this interview with us, and
Yeah.
I really believe it's going to be a huge contribution to have you there.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
See you.
Okay. Bye-bye.